Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
The winter weather threat is over, but the cold, miserable rain continues. I'll break down when this all clears out coming up.
And breaking news, a Raleigh father pleaded guilty to murder. He's accused of killing his 5-year-old son. Reaction in a courtroom in Raleigh and the sentence he now faces.
Decision made. The CDC has voted on recommendations for the hepatitis B vaccine, what they went with and what this means for the future. Now at noon, the winter weather has moved on out. The weather alert day is now lifted. We are still in for a cold and dreary day ahead to start our weekend. Thanks for joining us. I'm Renee Chu.
Yeah, I'm Chris Lovingood. Yeah, started active and then things died down just a little bit there, but we want to make sure that you're prepared for any plans you might have. Let's get right over to meteorologist Kat Campbell and the Severe Weather Center today. Kat, we're in for a cold one, though.
Oh, absolutely. And even though the winter weather threat is over and the concern on the roads in terms of ice and snow in our northern counties, there is still rain out there, and it's cold rain. You can see what a dreary day it is looking live at the Legislative Building from the Natural Sciences Museum. Pretty much everybody is above freezing now. 2 exceptions to that, Henderson and Roanoke Rapids. Both of those spots still hovering at or slightly below freezing. Roxborough at 34, 37 in Wilson, 36 in Durham and Raleigh. Even then, this is very, very light precipitation, so it would not accumulate. And our road temperatures are above freezing, which is helping things out. So it's mainly just blues and greens on the radar, and that means light rain. It is still widespread rain, even though it's light in Wake County and in our eastern counties. But we're starting to dry out to the west. Road temperatures, an exclusive product that we have here at WRAL, very useful in this kind of weather. 36 now in Roxborough and South Hill, ending the threat for any issues really on the roads out there. And our snowfall cutoff was pretty much right along the North Carolina-Virginia border. Although we did have some snow reported in northern North Carolina, the accumulations were limited to southern Virginia. Throughout the remainder of the afternoon, the rain pushes off to the east, just a couple of sprinkles left, a little bit of drizzle. But later this evening, I still can't rule out a stray shower left over in Sampson County, as well as Wayne County and Cumberland County. That'll clear out of here, though, and I'll have a much closer look at what to expect this weekend coming up.
All right, sounds good, Kat. Thanks.
Now, breaking news from WRAL, coverage you can count on.
Yeah, let's get to that breaking news right now at noon. A Raleigh father accused of murdering his 5-year-old son pleaded guilty to second-degree murder, and that's a slightly lower charge than the first-degree murder charge he originally faced.
In the last hour, Amir Devin Hines was sentenced to a maximum of 37 years in prison. WRAL's Destiny Patterson was in the courtroom. Destiny, what have you learned?
Renee, Chris, it was a packed courtroom inside there today. We saw family members of the victim in this case wearing T-shirts in honor of Carter. Meanwhile, during that hearing, they showed photos in a slideshow of Amir Hines' son. That's Carter Holloway. Almost 2 years ago, Hines expressed that he wanted to be a part of Carter's life. Hines accepted a plea deal of a lesser charge of second-degree murder. Prosecutors say that Carter was staying with Hines during the holidays, and they say that Hines told different stories about what happened during that stay. He said that he fell off of a bike and that he fell in the shower. Prosecutors say Carter had bruises all over his body and brain swelling. But medical professionals say that the most alarming issue in all of this was how long it took to get Carter medical help. Carter died on New Year's Day. In court today, family members, again, they wore T-shirts and they were very emotional. They called him a bright light.
We learned a love like no one has ever known. The love of a lifetime in just 5 short years.
His hugs and kisses were literally his love language. He didn't have to say, "I love you," because he showed it.
So many people in this world, not even just in
Now, Hines let his attorney do most of the talking for him today. She told the court that Hines did love his son, but she pointed out that he had no business caring for Carter for a week because Carter was nonverbal and had autism, and Hines had no experience as a parent. Now, with this plea deal, Hines' maximum term in prison is roughly 37 years. He won't be allowed to do any work release while he serves his time, and the judge called for assessments of both his mental health and drug abuse as well. I did try to speak to Hines' family after court, and they told me that they had no comment. Destiny Patterson, WRAL News, live in Wake County.
And happening right now in the WRAL Live Center, we have an update for you on the Raleigh Convention Center fire. Officials gave us an update. They say the fire is believed to have been caused by a mechanical malfunction in the area of the HVAC equipment on the roof. Now, we were told that a temporary roof was put in place last night before the rain. They had no issues with overnight rain. They also tell us the gas is back on at the center. They may even be able to turn the heat back on today. Offices, they say, are being dried out, and sheetrock was cut out in necessary places. They also say the kitchen equipment is being inspected. There was a lot of water in the kitchen, and their plans could include mobile kitchens for now. As far as the estimated cost of the cancellations, they say they don't have that information yet. But just to put this into perspective, they gave us a comparison from January. A rental plus catering and concessions revenue was $1.7 million. So we're going to stay on top of this here in the Live Center.
They're continuing from that. Thank you, Michelle. Also breaking at noon, the CDC vaccine advisors recommended ending all babies to get a hepatitis B shot at birth. It comes after advisors delayed that vote yesterday after hours of having a meeting. The panel said there was confusion on language they were voting on. Vaccinating all newborns against hepatitis B was first recommended in 1991. But since then, infections among infants and children have dropped.
New at noon, inflation rose to the highest level since April of 2024. That's according to data from the Commerce Department. The September report was delayed because of the government shutdown. The price index that the Federal Reserve prefers as a way to gauge inflation rose 0.3% on a monthly basis, and that brought annual inflation to 2.8%, a rate that last hit in April of 2024. Let's take a look at stocks now. The Dow Jones Industrial Average up 87 points at this hour as investors remain optimistic. S&P 500 and NASDAQ also in the green. We'll let you know how stocks close out the week in our 4 o'clock hour.
Federal agencies are still getting caught up on a backlog of economic data since their government reopened. And this morning, an economic expert with UNC's Keenan Flagler Institute explored the effect on the economy's future. Let's go ahead and bring in Ken Smith. He listened in. He joined us on this. Ken, what were some of the key takeaways from that?
So, Chris, we're talking about key information like the inflation rate, jobs report, all of which are used by the feds and businesses to make decisions. Well, none of that information was available during the recent government shutdown. And since the government reopened, federal agencies are catching up on a backlog of data. For example, as Renee just alluded to, the November unemployment numbers will be released on the 16th of this month. The inflation report 2 days later. Quite a bit of uncertainty right now that economists like Greg Brown with the UNC Keenan Flagler Institute are trying to make sense of when it comes to the economy.
Depending on which indicators you look at, you can make a reasonably good bull case and a reasonably good bear case in terms of what kind of future economic activity is going to be. And of course, the Fed is going to meet next week, and we're going to have an announcement about who the next Fed chair is going to be.
Yeah, with all that uncertainty, as he mentioned, the feds will be meeting next week to possibly talk about another rate hike. And the nominees are being floated for the next Fed chairman. Brown says whoever that person is, that could have some implications on the decisions coming out of that federal agency next year.
Ken, thank you. New at noon, Zebulon's Board of Commissioners voted to appoint Catherine Crosby as the next town manager. Crosby will take over on February 16th. She comes from the National Community Reinvestment Coalition. Former town manager Gilbert Todd resigned earlier this year, citing a serious personnel matter within the department as a reason. Also new this hour, the town of Apex has a new director of electric utilities. Kathy Moyer will take over the role. She's been working with Electricities of North Carolina. This comes after the town had troubles with its utility bills from a cyber attack more than a year ago. Moyer will start in January.
Today, Michael Jordan is scheduled to testify in a federal antitrust trial against NASCAR. The lawsuit was first filed in 2024. Jordan's team, 2311 and Front Row Motorsports, accused NASCAR of running a monopoly and forcing unfair charter agreements. The case has already exposed tense relationships inside the sport. That includes harsh private messages between executives and team owners. But NASCAR has denied any wrongdoing.
Taking a live look at Roxborough right now, the snow capital of our viewing area, as we like to call it, did see some snow flurries starting around 5 this morning. What snow did collect on the grass seems to have melted away. WRAL's Ali Calabar spent the morning there tracking conditions.
It was a slight glimpse of a winter wonderland here in Roxborough, but any snow we did see accumulate, like on this ornament, it has melted. But it did give county and city officials a chance to prepare for any upcoming winter storms. Person County Sheriff Jason Wilborn says deputies were prepped for rain, sleet, or snow. Roxborough saw all three.
We have a winter weather policy in place. My guys are just standing by the office and responding to calls as they come out.
Waves of snow dusted uptown Roxborough for just about an hour early this morning. We saw trace amounts of accumulation on decorations and cars. City crews paced the roads looking for any icy spots, but officials tell us drivers just had to deal with wet roads. No ice or snow stuck. Roxborough resident Ricky Hargis says once he saw the roads were clear, he kept to his routine.
Yeah, I saw it was going to snow, so I usually get up early anyway, so I just kind of check the roads out. Okay, I go out and run.
County and city officials tell us that when snow does pop up in the forecast, they are prepared well ahead of time. Reporting in Roxborough, Ali Calabar, WRAL News.
A big soccer tournament is happening right now in central North Carolina during these cold temperatures. Today is the first day of the NCFC Girls College Showcase at WRAL Soccer Park. High school girls from around the country will be showing off their skills to several hundred colleges. And mind you, this will be happening during one of the coldest weekends we've seen this year. Event organizers tell WRAL they are prepared for these conditions. And you can visit WRAL.com for more information on that tournament.
A massive acquisition. Next at noon, Netflix announces its plans to buy Warner Brothers film and streaming assets. The motive behind this surprising deal and how it could change the global media landscape.
Plus, ICE crackdowns in 2 cities, where the operations are today in Minneapolis and New Orleans, and how citizens in those cities feel about them.
And election data dispute. The State Board of Elections is again pressing the DMV for information it says is critical for keeping voter rolls accurate. We'll explain what exactly is being requested.
Coming up next, sea storms moving in with WRAL's exclusive Dual Doppler 5000, sponsored by the WRAL Weather app. Download now for live radar.
New at noon, Netflix announced it plans to buy Warner Brothers Discovery. The deal is worth nearly $83 billion. Netflix will acquire Warner Brothers film studio and streaming platform HBO Max. Warner Brothers Discovery will spin off its TV networks, including TNT and CNN, as previously planned. The deal is expected to close likely in the middle of next year.
Actor Cary Hiroyuki Tagawa died from stroke complications. He's known for roles in the film Mortal Kombat and the TV series The Man in the High Castle. Tagawa died in Santa Barbara, and his decades of film and TV roles took off in 1987 when he appeared in the Oscar-winning film The Last Emperor. After that, he appeared in films such as Pearl Harbor, Planet of the Apes, and License to Kill. He was 75 years old.
The Department of Homeland Security says Border Patrol agents have arrested dozens of people in just 24 hours in New Orleans. Mike Tobin has more on how their presence is creating tensions in the Crescent City.
Look what your money is going towards.
The tension over Border Patrol raids in New Orleans spilled over into a city council meeting on Thursday as Operation Catahoula Crunch intensifies. Dozens of protesters showed up and began yelling, some shouting shame and coward at city leaders as they feel they haven't done enough to resist the new immigration enforcement.
You have to leave. Exit.
Police were called in to restore order, removing some protesters by force. Council members say they understand the frustration and they're doing everything they can to help immigrant communities.
The idea that anyone would say that all communities in this city feel safe is completely false and detached from reality.
But the Trump administration says its new strategy is working. Dozens of illegal immigrants have been arrested in just the past 24 hours, including some of the worst offenders that should have been deported years ago.
Individuals that were violent criminals that were released out onto those streets, and we've picked them up and we're going to bring them to justice.
Immigrant rights are under attack. What do we do? Stand up, fight back.
It's the same story in Minnesota, where local leaders are vowing to resist a new ICE crackdown on the Somali community.
We will not allow a president or any person invoke hate, to attack or single out any community.
But the ramped-up enforcement is already showing results. At least 12 arrests so far, and the president says there will be many more to come.
Most of those people, they have destroyed Minnesota, okay?
And that was Mike Tobin reporting. Tomorrow, activists plan to hold a major protest and march across the city.
The National Guard can continue to be deployed in D.C., at least for now. A federal appeals court froze a lower court decision that would have required the troops to leave the city. Last month, a district judge ruled the president and Defense Department illegally deployed the National Guard there. Hawaii is suing TikTok's parent company ByteDance, and this is because of the social media platform's effect on children. State leaders claim the app is hurting young users by being dangerously addictive. The lawsuit targets features on the app, including the For You page, endless scrolling, and video autoplay. The state is calling for ByteDance to end alleged harmful practices on TikTok and enforce safeguards for young users on its platform.
We made it to Friday, everyone, and nothing says happy Friday like gray, dreary, cold rain, right? This is a live look at South Hill, Virginia, where they did get some snow, and I can still see some there in the corner there on the grass. It's hanging on.
It's hanging on a little bit, on the roof, the grass, but the roads are in fine shape here. And temperatures, even in South Hill, are above freezing. We're in the mid-30s there now, so I wouldn't be too concerned if you've got to hit the roads today, unless you're driving further up north into Virginia. You should be A-OK across much of our viewing area. As temperatures are above freezing, it is just cold, miserable rain at this point. You can see we really barely have any specks of pink left showing up. Even the areas that could see a few sleet pellets mix in, most of that's really, in actuality, just rain falling. Still a steady, widespread rain, though, across Wake County. We are not done with the rain yet by any means. This is going to continue to slowly push to the east this afternoon, and it's just our southeastern counties, Cumberland County, Sampson County, and Wayne County, where there could be some rain for the evening commute. The rest of us really should dry out over the next couple of hours as this system continues to move to the north and east. The southeastern counties will still be close enough to the center of low pressure for a couple of showers to perhaps impact you. And it's kind of those same three counties tomorrow where there could be an isolated shower. Otherwise, it's a cloudy, cool day, just 48 degrees the high, 52 on Sunday. A lot of clouds linger, though Sunday morning you could wake up to a little bit of sunshine. So enjoy any little peeks of sun you get on Sunday, because that's all you're going to get for the weekend. Not a whole lot of it. Saturday, we are likely to see rain at the coast. So if you are traveling east, a heads up, pretty good chance of rain at the southern coast. Sunday, that chance is a bit lower. So hopefully you can salvage some of your weekend if you are headed east to the beaches. Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., most of the rain offshore, but that tries to slip inland during the afternoon. And I do actually think the rain's going to make it inland a little bit more than what this model here is showing. From my experience, these systems really slow down and they don't.
So many iPhone 17 users have noticed a missing setting when taking photos. Night mode for portraits, it's no longer available on Apple's newest devices. It's still available in other modes.
And happening right now in the WRAL Live Center, we have an update to a homicide in Rocky Mount on Pinehurst Drive. This is news that we brought you last night. We have just learned that this man here, 25-year-old Andre Brinkley, has been charged with one count of first-degree murder in the death of 19-year-old Quandrevian Perkins. Brinkley is currently being held at the Edgecombe County Jail without bond. Anyone with information regarding this incident is asked to call Rocky Mount Police.
Michelle, thank you. North Carolina elections officials say they are trying to make sure that everyone who is registered to vote is actually eligible to vote. But they're having trouble getting information from the DMV.
Yeah, we wanted to bring in Paul Spade to talk a little bit more about this to kind of give more perspective. Paul, people already give the Elections Board a lot of personal information when they sign up to vote. So, I mean, what does that mean the board need from the DMV?
That's right, Chris. Elections officials voted last month to enter an agreement with the Trump administration, actually, to verify voters' citizenship status. They want to make sure no immigrants are signed up to vote. Now, right now, the Elections Board has the final 4 digits of each voter's Social Security number. But there are concerns that they could wrongly accuse voters of being fraudulent based on not having complete data. Now, the state DMV tracks people's full 10-digit Social Security numbers. Elections officials want the DMV to hand those over so they can just have more accurate information. The board's executive director said, quote, "Full cooperation between our agencies will help ensure that only eligible voters are on the rolls," as you can see from his statement on your screen.
So far, though, Paul, the DMV has not provided that information. Do we know why?
That's right. The Elections Board actually requested this information from the DMV back in September, but the agency hasn't provided it. We emailed the DMV this morning and asked, hey, why haven't you handed this over? Spokesman Marty Homan told me the agency is still reviewing whether it can legally share Social Security numbers with the Elections Board. He also sent this statement on your screen. He's saying, "We are aware of the letter and will respond in the near term. We take our role in the voter registration process seriously and will continue to assist the State Board of Elections in fulfilling its mission to administer fair and accurate elections."
Swiss investment bank UBS released its annual Billionaire Ambitions report. They found that the combined wealth of billionaires worldwide reached a record high this year. There were more than 2,900 billionaires as of April 4th, and their combined wealth reached nearly $16 trillion, representing a 13% increase from last year. The U.S. has the largest number of billionaires, followed by China.
Macy's says a plan to help with struggling sales is proving to be successful. The company is raising its sales outlook for the year. The plan included closing underperforming locations, investing in the shopping experience at open stores, and simplifying operations. Macy's reports that sales reached the highest level in more than 3 years, and the company says it saw sales growth across its brands, too. According to a Wall Street Journal report, there are basically two types of consumers this holiday season. The report says one group of buyers consists of those with money to spend and little to worry about. They're shopping at higher-end retailers for the quality gifts there. And then you have your other end of the spectrum there, your budget-conscious shoppers looking for deals and carefully spending money. Both groups were a big reason Black Friday numbers were strong, though. Sales were up about 4.1% this year. Moderate-income shoppers, though, are still searching for the best values and waiting for promotional deals.
Amazon has brought back its annual Thank My Driver program just in time for the busy holiday season. Customers can show appreciation by tipping their delivery driver $5 at no extra cost. They can either use an Alexa device and say, "Thank my driver," or go online or into the app and search for Thank My Driver. The tip will go to the most recent delivery driver. The promotion, entirely funded by Amazon, is capped at 2 million total thank yous sent by customers.
Hidden hazards in holiday cooking. Just ahead, why your choice of food containers and cookware matter more than ever.
Also ahead, extra benefit, what the shingles vaccine may also do for older women to protect their brains. Before you serve food to loved ones this holiday, toxicologists urge you to follow the instructions to care for cooking utensils and containers.
Yeah, experts are saying that the glazes and the materials on some items can contain chemicals that could cause harm. Kevin Uretsky takes a closer look at them.
As we dive deeper into the holiday season, many people are getting ready to gift baked goods and other dishes to friends and neighbors, from cookie swaps to casseroles and beyond. But toxicologists say it's important to wash and use containers and kitchen products effectively as they discuss rising concerns over potential chemicals in various items, including microplastics, heavy metals, and forever chemicals. Experts like Dr. Natalie Johnson of Texas A&M University cite the ongoing research into how some chemicals can migrate into our food under high heat, posing various health risks.
That may relate to hormone disruption, developmental effects, or even cancer.
Besides trying to avoid putting plastics in the microwave, Dr. Johnson says make sure plastic containers are dishwasher safe.
More and more research in the environmental realm is looking at how washing dishes in high temperatures, such as a dishwasher, may release microplastics into the environment.
Meanwhile, when it comes to thrifting or using older ceramic dishes, make sure they don't contain any heavy metals.
Specifically, lead and cadmium are known neurotoxins and carcinogens, meaning that they can cause cancer. So always look for labels such as food safe, non-toxic.
And if you're preparing to cook a holiday feast, avoid preheating Teflon nonstick pans while they're dry.
That would mean that you would have a lot of the heat coming off, potential for nonstick residues to come off during that process. Teflon is a specific compound that people associate as a forever chemical.
That was Kevin Uretsky reporting. Last month, the Environmental Protection Agency signed off on another pesticide made with forever chemicals that could be sprayed on produce.
New research shows loneliness is rising among adults 45 and up. The AARP reports 40% now feel lonely, up from 35%. Men are now lonelier than women, it turns out. And adults in their 40s and 50s report the highest levels. Experts say reasons for this include midlife stress, shrinking social circles, and fewer closer friends as major factors in this. Many people say that they have fewer friendships than 5 years ago. And some older adults use technology to stay connected, but for others, it deepens the isolation. Another new study suggests a vaccine used to prevent shingles may also help elderly women reduce dementia risk. Researchers found that women age 80 and older who already had dementia and received the shingles vaccine saw a 52% drop in dementia-related deaths. That was over a 9-year period. The study did not show the same benefit for men, though. Researchers believe that the findings may reflect gender differences in immune responses between men and women.
The winter weather our northern communities saw earlier this morning has moved on out. Now we are all left with dreary weather and cold rain. It's going to be chilly all day.
Oh, yeah. At least it's Friday. We have that redeeming quality. Yes. Still 32 in Henderson and 29 in Roanoke Rapids. However, the rain has cleared out of those communities. 36 in Raleigh, 37 in Wilson, as well as Rocky Mount, and 34 in Lewisburg. The rain is mainly in our eastern counties now, but we are still seeing it on a very light basis across Wake County and parts of the Sandhills. Hope County seeing some of the rain, and of course temperatures are well above freezing in our southern counties. The Carolina Hurricanes are in town, and if you're headed out to the game tonight, temperatures are going to be in the low to mid 40s. The Apex Parade tomorrow at 5 o'clock should be in fine shape. I don't expect any rain for the parade in Apex. It'll be chilly though. Make sure that you are bundled up. 46 degrees at 5 o'clock. By 7 o'clock, 43. The one thing I can say about the cloud cover, it's going to make for a dreary day tomorrow, but what happens when it's cloudy like this, it acts as a blanket kind of laid on top of North Carolina, and any warmth that you have, it traps at the surface. So typically we would see temperatures fall cooler than this if we had clear skies. That's not going to be the case tomorrow night, which is good news for the parade goers. Our next weather maker moving through right now, we've got this front steering an area of low pressure, so it's going to kind of be steered off to the east. You see that curvature right there, and that'll keep the bulk of the rain this evening in the eastern part of our area and really closer to the southern coast. Our next weather maker gets here Monday. It is a quick hitting upper level system that swings through. This should bring some snow in the mountains. You call this a clipper system. You maybe have heard that terminology before. It's not out of the question we could have a couple of sprinkles here locally, maybe even a passing flurry. Don't worry, it's not even looking as significant as today, and today was not very significant for most of us. So the chance of an inch of snow, again, we're between about 1 and 10% in our area. Snow lovers, don't get your hopes up. For Monday, unless you are traveling to the North Carolina mountains, then maybe you can get a little bit excited there. Today, we still have a chance for rain because of our eastern counties. It's going to continue to push east, and then just small chances for rain this weekend. Nothing significant in terms of rainfall totals on the way here locally. And here's a closer look at your 7-day forecast. The WRAL weather alert day has ended. The winter weather advisory in our northern counties has ended. Looking ahead to the weekend, 48 is chilly, but it's a lot milder than today's 37-degree high. We'll be back in the low 50s on Sunday thanks to a wind direction change. And then by Monday and Tuesday, just 45 the high, dropping all the way down to 22 degrees Tuesday morning. Luckily, temperatures rebound a bit next week. The American model even has temperatures reaching the 60s by the middle of next week. Even in December, it is still pretty normal to see some swings where we warm up like that. So warm weather lovers, keep your fingers crossed for the middle of next week.
A weight loss drug for cats.
Yeah, still ahead, how researchers are developing an Ozempic-type drug for cats. It's a big old kitty. Meow.
As we wrap things up, here's a look at a few of the headlines we're following today.
So a Raleigh father is accused of killing his 5-year-old son, and he pleaded guilty to second-degree murder. Amir Devin Hines was sentenced to a maximum of 37 years in prison. Family members of that 5-year-old, Carter Holloway and Hines, were in court today. Little boy died on New Year's Day 2024 after sustaining injuries while staying with Hines for the holidays. For more on that story, you can go to WRAL.com.
The Raleigh Convention Center fire may have been caused by a mechanical malfunction near the HVAC equipment on the roof. That's the update from city leaders today. The gas is also back on at the convention center 4 days after the building caught fire. A temporary roof was put in place before rain started overnight. Repairs inside are still underway. All December events at the convention center are canceled.
A big soccer tournament is underway in the Triangle during one of our coldest weekends so far this year. Today is the first day of the NCFC Girls College Showcase at WRAL Soccer Park. High school girls from around the country will be showing off their skills to several hundred colleges. Event organizers tell us they're prepared for the conditions.
The Powerball jackpot has reached $820 million. No tickets matched Wednesday night's drawing. The jackpot has not been won since September 6th. The next drawing is tomorrow. You can watch it right here on WRAL at 11 o'clock. One grocery store chain is releasing a new fragrance inspired by a beloved flaky pastry. Lidl has launched a limited edition croissant-inspired scent called Eau de Croissant, described as capturing the warm, buttery aroma of a fresh-from-the-oven croissant. Consumers can enter for a chance to win the perfume through the brand's Instagram account until December 18th. Love croissants, but do you want to smell like one?
I mean, that ad alone, I feel classy just looking at it. I mean, I don't know. Well, science may soon offer help for pets owners who have overweight cats. We know that there's a company testing a new drug designed to help felines live healthier lives, and the company says the first cat has now been successfully dosed in its weight management study. The clinical trial uses an implant containing a GLP-1 drug that can be given during a routine vet visit, and it lasts up to 6 months. The company says the treatment could also benefit cats with diabetes or kidney disease. Looking ahead, there could be similar studies for the drug in dogs, too.
Time for our pet of the day. This is Tiana.
All right, so she is a 2-year-old female dog weighing 30 pounds. She'll be spayed soon. She's house trained, crate trained, and does fantastic with other dogs. She's a little shy, though, at first, but she really wants to be your friend. You can win her over quickly with some gentle words and affection. When she's excited to see you, she'll immediately start zooming and skipping like a little deer.
Tiana's adoption fee is $120. It does include her spay, microchip, vaccines, and other wellness care. You can learn more about her at sbcawake.org.
Best month to buy gift cards.
Many stores and restaurants are offering gift card perks in December. On WRAL News at 4, the bonuses you can use yourself. NBC News Daily is next on WRAL, your next local news update in 30 minutes.
And just a reminder, you can always get breaking news updates with the WRAL app. We'll see you soon.
Keep watching WRAL News over the air Channel 34 and Spectrum Channel 1257.